Here are my note cards. Here's my audience, 2 fellow classmates.
Hi, Professor Beach.
Callie's going to record for me. Thank you, Callie.
You're welcome.
All right, this is Chase, and he is speaking over the life of a miracle maker, whenever you're ready. In the words of Neil Armstrong, quote, "This is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," end quote. This was in reference to the United States putting the first ever man on the moon, but the same quote could also be used to describe Dr. Joseph Edward Murray, as his work was just as revolutionary and just as groundbreaking. Dr. Murray was a medical pioneer, Harvard graduate, and Nobel Peace Prize winner. His work, namely completing the first successful human organ transplant, was the foundation for countless advances in the medical field past this. I chose Dr. Murray because he changed the world as we know it and helped save countless lives and will forever. He also completed some of his most famous work on twins, which made me want to share his story even more because I myself am also a twin. Dr. Murray was an extraordinary man both inside and outside the operation room. As we proceed further, I will pay tribute to the praiseworthy life and achievements of this extraordinary doctor. Dr. Murray's prestigious career actually began with his service in World War II. According to a biography written by himself, Joseph E. Murray, on December 10, 1990, titled Joseph E. Murray Biographical, quote, "My interest in the biology of tissue and organ transplantation arose from my military experience at Valley Forge General Hospital in Pennsylvania," end quote. Dr. Murray's interest was sparked in quite a unique way when he was involved in the military, because as he was the military doctor at this general hospital, he received a lot of patients who needed a skin graft. A skin graft is a type of transplant, except it's not dealing with any internal organs. It's reconstruction of the skin based on if it's injured or plastic surgery purposes, anything like that. And when he was in the war, he saw a lot of people with bullet wounds and burns or any ailment to the skin that would require a skin graft. And while he was performing these skin graft procedures, he noticed that for the most part, the only skin that was compatible was that was in twins. And so basically what this means is that if you didn't have a twin, you couldn't really pull off a pretty good transplant surgery. Murray's interest was really sparked by this because he wanted to know, after the war, he wanted to know if our internal organs behaved the same way. So after this situation, after he realized this and his curiosity was sparked, he began experimenting once the war was all over, said and done. He practiced kidney transplants in dogs just to study the basic tissue and basic form and procedure of how to go about an internal organ procedure transplant. And this did actually end up giving lead to his successful human transplant surgery. This information, of course, was from the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica on November 22nd, 2018, in an article titled Joseph E. Murray, American Physiologist. When Joseph Murray did end up successfully completing this human transplant, it was a kidney transplant, and yes, it was on a set of twins. This did not necessarily mean that only twins could get it done, though, as he did prove later on in his later accomplishments that will follow. Speaking of which, he did follow up with later accomplishments. My visual aid here is actually a photo from 1959 when the first organ transplant was pulled off. This is him and his team of doctors working on the twins and doing this transplant. It is a little blurry because the photo is so dated, and that is my visual aid here to give you a picture. Just the sheer force of how many doctors this took and how much brain power this took. This was something that took a lot of build-up, a lot of work, and a lot of dedication. After he did this incredible transplant, he went on to do a lot more advances in the medical field and a lot more revolutions of himself, and he pioneered a lot more things than just the first organ transplant. This is best described by Allison Snyder on January 12, 2013 in an article titled Obituary, Joseph E. Murray, quote, "Joseph Murray completed the first successful kidney transplant between identical twins, non-identical twins, and from a deceased donor," which means that he actually, in his lifetime, not only found out how to do it in twins, did it in people who were unrelated, and he also took from a dead body that had said that they, in their lifetime, had stated that they would wish to donate their organs when they pass on. Dr. Murray's achievements can never be undersold. And on October 4th, 2001, he published his own book entitled Surgery of the Soul, Reflections on a Curious Career. The credit for this information goes to John Ledger on October 4th, 2001 in an article titled Murray, Surgeon with Soul. It has been said in life that some people are leaders, some are followers. Dr. Joseph Edward Murray was not only a leader, but a medical pioneer that has saved countless lives through his work and will continue to do so until the unforeseeable future. To conclude, some discoveries in life are easier to come across than others. The work done by Dr. Joseph Edward Murray was not quickly or easily done, but his persistence made him one of the greatest medical contributors of all time. Dr. Joseph Murray had an incredible passion to never give up, which is a quality that should be adopted by all who hear his story. That is why it is my honor and my privilege to pay tribute with this speech to Dr. Joseph Edward Murray. Thank you.